Dobry rano, moi canale. Good morning, my channel. We're here on a gorgeous Sunday morning here in Penmar Park. It's officially summer. Seems a few people up in Westchester have contacted me. Some of the citizens up there said that the last time I went up there to do some video documentation of the problems with the RVs, that I missed a major encampment. The park is one of the problem areas, but there's also a huge encampment near Airport Avenue. Also, they just had a shooting recently inside of the park. Over 30 bullets casings were found. The residents are really scared, they're concerned, they're nervous about their park, they're nervous about all these RVs, and they just really want to talk to somebody. So they reached out to me and said, hey, Danny Slant, can you come up and just talk to us, let us know, what we might be able to do about this. So I'm gonna go up there, get a little bit of a good bike ride. I'm gonna take the bike path part of the way there, about 7.5, 8 miles. So let's head up to Westchester, check out what's going on over there, interview some of the residents, see if we can bring them some ideas on how to get some solutions. All right, ciao ciao for now. So I've made the quick bike ride here, about 7 miles from Penmar Park over to Westchester, and now I'm in the lovely home of one of the Westchester residents, and as they've told me many times, they are experiencing exactly the same problems that we are having in Penmar Park, which is exactly the same problems that are happening all across Council District 11 here and happening all across Los Angeles. They have a problem with RVs and homeless taking over their neighborhoods, so they've reached out to me, and here I am. I'm just going to talk to them about what's happening, and maybe we can put together some thoughts about how we can solve these issues to improve our quality of life. So as everybody knows, I'm Danny Slant, and we are here today with
Viola Collins. I live here in Westchester, CD11. I've been here almost 22 years on this little plot of land that was my peaceful place. Outside my back door is a row of between 15 and 20 RVs. Many is the time that I've come out early in the morning to feed the birds, the squirrels, and have found people in the backyard relieving themselves. My personal property going missing. And my feeling is we have a covenant with our elected officials, with our council people. We pay our taxes, we pay income taxes. In exchange, we expect them to actually provide the services that we pay for. To date, the billions of dollars spent on trying to house the homeless has cost the city crime, personal, physical crime, housing, what was it, 200 units, 400 people that have been housed at a cost of $1 billion. We've kept our end of the promise, and the city and the state hasn't. We need help. We need help, not just from our council people, but from our mayor. We need more policing. Outreach is not helping. I just don't know what to do anymore.
And you know what, I'm going to just interject here quickly. We do mention that outreach is not working, but I want to point out that the reason why outreach is not working is because everybody has the rights to refuse services. The people who are in the RVs, most of them don't consider themselves homeless, they consider themselves housed in an RV. Those who are on the streets, tent camping, they always refuse those services. I think I'm just trying to point out that there needs to come a point here where we have to realize just this continuous offering of services that we've already spent over $1 billion on, of which a lot of it is unaccounted for and is housed very little, and we've built very little permanent supportive housing, is just going on, and it's just wasted. It's futile. We cannot just continue to ask people, do you want to go into a shelter? And 99.9% of them say no. I've documented over 1,000 of these people who are homeless and tent camping on the streets and in the RVs, and almost in all cases they say no. They're very happy with continuing what they're doing now. We've provided them a lifestyle to camp on the streets.
I agree. And that's where the covenant comes in. We are doing our part. We are paying for these services. We're paying for the cleanup of feces in our street, of the stealing of utilities. And we're paying for it not only with our taxes, but with our personal security. Now,
Do you feel safe in your home?
I don't.
Right, because you've got people who are jumping over your gate or wall, which is how many feet tall?
Maybe 6 foot.
6 foot. So it's not like they're just stepping over a little 24-inch fence or a garden. Yeah, they're scaling your wall, coming in, looking to actively use your property to...
As a bathroom.
As a bathroom? Okay.
I've got strategically placed pepper spray gel. Next to my bed is a bat. One of the neighbors suggested, don't forget on the end of the bat to put a sock, because if you have to use that bat and they go to grab it from you, the sock will make it slip off the bat and you'll still be able to defend yourself. Why do I have to live like this? I've kept my end of the bargain. For 22 years, Westchester, Councilperson Park, Mayor Bass, Congresswoman Waters, I've kept my promise. Please, why can't you keep yours?
That was amazing. Great. And that makes my job easier. I literally am just going to have to cut and paste that and put that together. That's a most powerful message, and I completely agree with it. We have another neighbor here that's also going to express her views and tell us about what's happening to her. Tell us who you are.
My name is Rosa Padilla.
Hi, Rosa.
Hi. And I am a native Californian, born and raised in Santa Monica, grew up in Venice, went to St. Mark's, St. Monica's, and LMU. So this is my stomping ground.
Yep. Okay.
And, you know, California used to be such a beautiful state. It literally was the Golden State, hence no more. So what our government has done, especially Screwsome Newsom, Traci Parks, our mayor, it's turned this place into where Californians don't want to live here. The people that are from here don't want to be here. They're allowing people that'll be illegals come in here, and they prefer them over their own natives. What our government has done to the police with the defunding it's a joke. It's ironic because when they fly here, let's take Kamala Harris for example. When she flies back to California, she has about 30 police officers, yet she was one of them that wanted to defund them. Okay? So why are they receiving priority over us? We're the ones paying the damn taxes. Why aren't we getting that? You have Traci Park who sits in her office with security. Do we sit in our homes with security? No. Again, that security is being paid by our tax dollars. How right is that? How fair is that to us? It's not. They get to go out. They get the service also to their homes. When Bonin was around, he was always talking about the homeless, blah, blah, blah. But I'll be damned, I'll tell you one thing. That guy did not allow any homeless near his home. He would literally call the police and say, I don't want him 2 blocks within my home. And they had to do what he wanted to do. All right? And yet the police hands are tied because they can't say anything. They can't complain, they can't do anything. So why is it that they're allowed to have a different lifestyle than us? Why are they allowed the protection and we're not allowed the protection? I literally lived in Venice and I went for a walk with my 4-year-old granddaughter. This was going up Millwood Avenue, okay? We know that there's a Chase Bank. And I said, let's go walk to the bank. Well, there was a homeless man on the floor. So I said to her, let's walk around, and we went through the street. The man literally pulled out his male organ and started urinating. And my 4-year-old granddaughter says, "What's that? What's he doing?" And I moved her face and I said, "Let's keep walking." Why would a young little girl have to witness something like that? What this state is allowing to happen, shame on them. They're literally, I want to say screwed up in the head, but while we still put people in place such as Gascon, who is not doing his job. As a matter of fact, I'm a firm believer he should pay us back his income because he's not doing his job. He hasn't earned his income. So he should pay us back. He's taken advantage of us. While we have him in there, nothing's going to change. And you tell people that, and they all agree. But you know what the saying is about insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. Well,
it's funny. I'm going to move positions here. Get us all in the shot here. Yes, I agree. Yes, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Right.
And that's all we've been doing. We're just doubling down and doubling down and doubling down on this crisis that we're having here, and it's not actually getting better. It's getting worse.
Correct.
And what's happening is now you've got you also have that this is a cost to us. So you've got increased shoplifting. Well, that's being pushed back on us. You've got brick and mortar stores that are going under. That's being pushed back on us. Last year, FedEx said that they had $740 million worth of cargo stolen from them in California. Well, if police officers with salary and benefits is $100,000 a year, that's 7,400 extra officers or private officers that corporation could have hired, but they don't because that's just they're pushing it back. So again, your shipping costs are going to go up. Your costs are going to go up. They have to push that back on the consumers. So we're just paying for this, and it's their social experiment.
Right.
Whether they feel, whatever their rationale is for allowing this to happen, it's just not helping us. You should not have to experience walking with your daughter, with your granddaughter up the street who's 4 years old and have to explain to her that the homeless people who are in the streets doing bodily functions, exposing themselves, doing drugs, and you have to try to explain to yourself, well, this is normal. We should never have to accept that there's a normalcy in it. We need to step back and tell these politicians at a certain point, we need to put a rule in that says after so many refusals of service or so many times that you are seen on the streets, that you're an addict, and there needs to be some kind of forced either incarceration, and if they don't want to put them in a jail, then it should be some sort of mental institution.
That's exactly
to get off their addiction problems.
That's exactly.
Instead, they're just letting them out on the streets, and they're dying. We're getting 6 to 7 people per day in Los Angeles County die from overdose. So, we're not solving it yet, because of the decriminalization of the laws, because of the district attorneys like Gascon, who won't prosecute anybody with a misdemeanor. It's just encouraging, literally thousands of them to come out here. Look at your RVs that are right across.
Right.
Check the license plates.
They're
75-80% of them are plated from out of state. They're not from
not
California.
only are they out of state, but they don't even have valid plates.
No, they don't have valid plates. They don't have valid driver's license. They have cracked windshields, ball tires. Yet, if you park your vehicle, because we have money and assets, if you don't pay, you don't have to pay your ticket. That's fine. Then they'll tow your vehicle and impound. And if you don't pay the impound fees, then they'll put a lien on your property and your assets and garnish your wages because you have money to go after.
Correct.
They are excluded from the law because they are poor. Okay, so then they're in a certain class. So you've created a class that they're exempt from the law. And then if you're of the ultimate richest class, if anything is just a financial penalty, well, then that's not really a law as well, because that's just an inconvenience for you.
But they're not all poor. That's the whole thing.
They have money. They have benefits. They qualify easily for it. In my opinion, a lot of it is lifestyle because we allow it. No other city around us, all the surrounding non-Los Angeles cities, so you've got Culver City, Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach, Hermosa, Beverly Hills. If you want to go north, you've got Malibu.
Correct.
They do not allow the RVs.
Correct.
They take the California Vehicle Code, which says 72 hours in one spot without moving is abandoned. They ticket and tow. And that's the end of the problem. And I'm not opposed to offering them services, but we shouldn't allow our streets, our neighborhoods. I wonder if the camera's going to pick this up. Probably not. I'll go back out there. I'm just looking out the back door of the kitchen. There's the 27-foot Winnebago literally, that's your view here.
I feel like I should have introduced myself to my neighbors a long time ago. I want to make something very clear here. For me, this is not a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. It's a failure issue. I am an unapologetic, dyed-in-the-wool liberal who is now regretting her vote. I certainly regret my vote for DA Gascon. I voted for Traci Park because she promised to address this issue. I believed her, and I feel I gave away my vote. What has she been in office now? 2 years since Bonin's?
It'll be 2 years in December.
I voted Bonin out. I didn't want to hear about his couch surfing and his smoking pot being an addiction issue for him. No, that's, a privileged way of thinking about this. This is a neighbor issue. You are my neighbor. I don't care if you're Republican, Democratic, Independent. This is a safety issue, quality of life issue. Do I have empathy for the homeless? I used to go out and deliver food and clothing, but my patience has worn thin. It has worn thin. There are choices that are being made by the RV dwellers, by our government officials, that is penalizing the residents here. And our empathy has grown razor thin. And it's really just as much the government officials' faults as the people who choose to live in the RVs and hop the fence and steal personal property or create a biological waste field of our streets.
So now that we've had our discussion about what the problems are and sort of the frustrations as to what's happening with our officials that are elected and the things that are happening, we thought we'd just take a little walk here in the immediate neighborhood. We're coming up here to Airport Boulevard, which is the boulevard that is adjacent to her property, and just seeing exactly what she is dealing with here. So, as you can see, we are just north of Manchester Boulevard here, where the 7-Eleven is right there. And as we proceed north on Airport Boulevard, we have RV after RV after RV, just bumper to bumper to bumper here. So if I'm gonna take a count here, why don't we walk, take a little walk here? I like to always play the Sesame Street game here, right? Where we can learn our primary numbers, right? Okay, so we got 1. We're at 1. This brown one, that's 2. Okay. That makes 3. Okay, this one, that's number 4, that says Bounder on the side of it. I recognize that one because that's a cute little graphic that's got a kangaroo. So I've seen him parked over at Penmar Park, so he's been around. That makes 4. I'm not going to count the pickup truck. That's their vehicle, but the box truck is 5. Now, as a bicyclist, I would never try to go down Airport Boulevard because they've got the entire right lane blocked, which leaves me no space whatsoever. And with all the junk strewn all over the place, that's probably going to be a flat tire. Okay, so
6. The
pace arrow makes 6. Okay.
I think someone's living in that
Yeah,
car.
for sure. That could be the car. So I'm going to count that as 7. This 8 for this miniature RV. The Spirit makes 9. Okay. You got a little ladybug on your shoulder. Zoop. That's good luck for us. 10 is the blue one that says Jam on it. Okay, I've lost track.
11.
Ladies, where are we at now on the count for
11.
Georgetown?
11.
Georgetown,
11.
what would George Washington say about this? He crossed the Delaware to have a plethora of RVs here. Okay, so that's 11. This one with the beige paint?
12.
12, okay.
The van.
The van. Van is lucky 13 with the generator going, the loud generator. So that will, I'm sure the neighbors love that.
That's 14 for Tioga.
Tioga makes 14, okay. And what does that say? Adventurer? Adventurer Winnebago?
15.
That's 15, okay. The south wind is 16. I hope the winds don't blow south because most of these guys do not drain their septic systems, so you will get that smell.
17 for the other big one.
17 for the Endeavor. Okay, Spaceship Endeavor there. $18 for the Chateau. That's quite the chateau there.
And 19 for the, what is that? Jamboree.
And the final one here is 19. So you have 19 RVs, probably another half dozen other vehicles that people are probably living in here that are just parked bumper to bumper directly behind the residents' houses here, with generators and the rest of the stuff going. So this is what we would want.
Look at all the trash.
Yeah, I mean, it's just filth. It's just piles and piles of filth and trash and dumping. And there's a sign up over there that says no parking 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but I don't see anybody enforcing that.
I was having a discussion with somebody next door who said there's never been a no parking sign. I said, well, then I must have been imagining it. But this is, when you see school-age children playing in the RVs, they're being exposed to drugs, which, by the way, there was a drop-off this morning. The guy pulled up. I was standing out on my back steps, honking. I watched the exchange. Why aren't they coming out here to find out where these kids are going to school? What are they eating? Insisting that these children have to live in a home and not in an RV park. In Playa del Rey, there's talk of a man by the name of Dimitri that rents out motorhomes.
Yes.
And although he's kind, he puts signs up on his RVs saying, you know, if you have a problem with these RVs, call me. You call him, and apparently he's got a mouth on him. So, as you can see, this is my life the last 2 years.
Right. So you've been living behind this encampment that has not moved. You can go to Google Street View and pull up the views from prior years, and this has not changed. So I guess in immediate, let's make a request to your council person to say, hey, you know, why is this a containment zone here of the district? Why are we allowing this to happen on a boulevard that is 10 feet behind residents' houses? Maybe they should come here and do a cleanup sweep operation. But if they do just a cleanup sweep operation in one area and one area only, we just play whack-a-mole, and we're only moving them 2 blocks over.
Another area.
So what we need is a citywide solution for the entire city, that we say once services have been offered, if services have been refused, if an RV is parked there in one spot in violation of the law, then it gets ticketed and towed. and then it goes away. If they want to live this lifestyle of permanently being in an RV, there are places they can go. There is Federal Bureau of Land Management areas up in Palmdale, up near Riverside. They can go out there and camp out there. They can go to the Salton Sea. Now, they're not going to get the wonderful beach community that we pay hard. That's why we pay our property taxes. That's why we worked our whole life for that. And it is not cheap. And this is what we earn. Yes, they want to just basically take the benefit without paying the price. Now, you can come and visit the beach at any time, but if you want to live here permanently, you should be forced to either buy or rent, which allows you or the landlord to contribute to the tax system.
Correct.
Not just turning our streets into an RV, mentally ill, drug addicted, no-go zone that nobody in their right mind would walk over there. No one's going to walk across over there. No one's going to take the sidewalk. You can't take the sidewalk. That's an ADA compliance issue. Anybody who needs a walker or a scooter can't go over there.
No.
I've got no place to ride my bike because these RVs are sticking out. I got to ride my bike. Watch this car as it goes by here. There'd be no space. I'd be squished like a bug. So at the very least, let's try to get you some temporary relief here. That they should make this a containment zone. They should put the towing and get this out of here. But we also want to push back. Traci Park, Mayor Karen Bass. It's been almost 2 years.
Maxine Waters, come to your district, please. I implore you. Come and see what's going on.
So because you guys are about 6.5, 7 miles south, east of me. My congressperson is Ted Lieu. But I know when they asked Ted Lieu during the Mike Bonin administration, what is he going to do on a federal level? He said there is no issue with homeless and RV in his district. So I guess
Well,
maybe,
that's because they have dark tinted windows on their vehicles when they're in there being traveled.
Even a blind man could sense the fact that there were, how many RVs did we count? What were we at? 18 RVs. Okay.
And there's still room to park.
Yeah, and there's still a few more. Well, they got to remove the refrigerator boxes. And what do we have behind you here? What is this? This is some new housing?
New affordable housing.
Okay, so they're building new affordable housing, but even the people who live in the RVs do not necessarily qualify for the affordable housing, and the affordable housing just means they will put some of the units at less than market rate. That's all that means.
Correct.
It doesn't mean it's free for them. So again, that's great. This used to be the old IEBW, Electric Workers Union Hall in the parking lot. So they're making good use of it to build something here. But again, the solution is the people in the RVs, they like living in their RVs. We need to tell them, hey, the city of Los Angeles is not a place where we're going to allow this to happen. Let's continue to push this message and let our politicians know that we are not going to tolerate this. This was something that our council person ran a platform on and getting rid of this problem, and now we're at 18 months. When we hit the 24-month level, I would say, to me, in the Penmar Park neighborhood and what I've documented in Westchester, I don't see the problem decreasing. I see it equal to or greater than where it was before.
Well, too, on the south side of Manchester on Airport, they cleared 20 or 30. The rental car businesses, I think, complained enough that they were able to get them moved. I feel like a red-headed stepchild.
And where do they move them? It reminds me of the children's game Kick the Can.
Right.
They kicked the can from just north of Manchester Boulevard and dumped it into your neighborhood. And now this group of neighbors, who may not be as organized as that group of neighbors or businessmen, has to deal with this. Which, okay, great. So now you're going to be both very active locally in local politics.
Oh, of course.
And now we need to, because yes, our quality of life has diminished to the point where we actually feel like prisoners in our own home.
Yes.
And I don't want to live that way. I know you don't want to live that way, and you don't want to live that way. So on that note, this is Danny Slant saying ciao ciao for now from Westminster. Westchester. Get it right. Westminster Boulevard.
90045.
45.
I don't even know what that means.
Manchester Boulevard.
Yes.
Manchester Boulevard, Westchester neighborhood.
This is.
And as we make it back to Penmar Park, Venice Beach, California, we got got the wonderful baseball games going on in the park. But let's just take a little lap around the park. We'll do a little RV count here at Penmar. Okay, 1, 2. So far we're at 2. On Lake Street. Heading eastbound. Okay, this Dodge Ram here, that makes 3. And on the street here we have 4 more, which makes it 7. Station wagon's been there, that one's been there, that's Pinky's. That's 9. This little van, 10. 11. This one with the red glittery stripe, 12. And white van with the dog sticker, 13. So we have RV count of Lake Street, 13. There was one on Penmar over there. Let's not forget that one. That would put us up at 14. Heading westbound on Rose here. Okay, this guy in the Pacero with the trailer, he makes 15. This Chevy GMC gray van here makes 16. This little Conquest makes 17. White van makes 18. Winnebago makes 19. This Shasta makes 20. Across the street, the white one, 21. Field and Stream, 22. Sea Breeze over there, 23. Scenic Cruiser, 24. And this one here that says Quest, 25. Little Chevy van behind it, 26. And here we go, the blue van with 6 or 7 people camping in the park out of it. Makes 27. That's Happy Ivy's van, 27. And just for transparency, there's the one on Penmar that I counted earlier. So 27 at Penmar. Oh boy. All right. Take a look at where we're at for mileage for today.
Yes. Down here, you? All right.
Next to the Winnebago or the...
Okay. 15.67 miles. Not bad.
Let me know when I shot.
Not bad at all. So, from Penmar Park, beautiful, gorgeous Venice Beach, California, it's Danny Slant saying ciao ciao for now. Remember, if you enjoyed the content, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, but most importantly, watch. Just watch the videos, watch all of it. That helps the YouTube algorithm. I need you guys to start watching these videos. Thanks so much.